everyone, this is Vineet Pandey, and in this very special video we have some guest students here, and these students are from Northeast. As you know that I record video talks with my students coming from various different backgrounds. This time it's very special because we have a group of students representing the 7 states, and few are absent also because they were absent today actually. So we're going to talk to these students about the conditions of Northeast, like what kind of conditions are they related to literature. Second thing, when they were preparing, studying in graduation, post-graduation, what were the conditions? As we all know that Northeast is one of the most beautiful place, and as I personally have traveled, I feel that I must know, and we people, you should also know, that what are the potentials of education shifting there, going for research, as many of the students in India, they go for Sikkim Manipal University for research. So we have here Imran from
Hi.
Assam, then Voilina, and we have Maria.
Hi.
And Kritika. So guys, thank you so much for being here, and we're gonna talk, and people they will get to know the condition, because we are actually curious about all those states, that what is the condition of literature in Rajasthan, then what is the condition of literature in Kerala, and then what is the condition in Northeast. Because literature, when we take in India, there are certain states where English is a very common language, like you people speak English in a very fluent way, and that has been the part of your normal life. But people in Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan, UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, they get some issues speaking English. I have seen a lot of net qualified people, they can't speak in English. Well, that's not a taboo. I'm not saying that speaking is something big. But again, the conditions. So what is the approach? For example, when I was studying in Rajasthan, qualifying exams in literature was a different thing. The first thing we were scared were that we have to read things in English. We were like teachers in Hindi and we will qualify in English. So you people have some better condition. We'll start from Kritika first. It's over to you.
Actually, thing is that in our side, the concept of net is not so much flourished here, and apart from that, if you take out the whole course of graduation and masters, the course that is prescribed to us is not that relevant that we should get the knowledge, the whole history of English literature, because the whole history of English literature, because the teachers, or you can say the tutors, they don't give us the base of history, because we don't, that's why we are very away from the history part. Comparatively, when I was shifted to, when I was pursuing my masters from BHU, so after that what happened, I realized that I don't have any base. I don't have any base on history of English literature, and I don't know. Then I started reading books. Yeah, at my point, they also gave me some books on English literature, the history of English literature. But thing is that they gave the book like Andrew Sanders. Now that is not we don't know what is English literature at that point of time, and they gave us Andrew Sanders to read. When we read it, nothing. 3 years I read Andrew Sanders and I didn't got anything in that.
Oh,
Then
wow.
yeah, one more book they gave, that is William J. Long. But that is not so. That is not so much. So that's some of the issues that we get from there, and the teachers are also like they don't give the base. My main problem is that they don't give the base. Till you don't give the base or the history, there is no any point. There is no any point to study about the writers, because we don't know what the writers are writing about.
We're not being able to relate the writers with their particular age.
Yes.
See, Maria, I think what Kritika has said, recommending Andrew Sanders for the beginners.
Yeah.
So that I have never done in my life. I have gone through almost all the history books available in the market now, and because when I went through like 7 to 8 books, it was like for me, like, why are you leaving just 1 or 2 books? Go for them also. So I covered those things. I love Andrew Sanders. I personally like Andrew Sanders. But the Andrew Sanders thing is important to deliver lectures, not to go for the base. So I mostly recommend my student go for William J. Long. If I find the student has a very zero base, something very basic, then I prefer R.D. Trivedi. So that a student must know that what are the basic things. Then you can switch to William J. Long, then Compton, Rickett and other books. But if I get a student, somebody who is already prepared, has a great knowledge of base, and wants to have knowledge for PhD, for other things, then I strongly recommend Andrew Sanders. That's a good one. So if teachers are recommending you Andrew Sanders to make your base, then it's a big no from my side.
Right.
So Maria, what was your experience?
So the problem is very common with everyone. So even like to be honest, I'm still struggling with the history part.
Same here.
So it's like, you know, like we can't relate the particular writer with a particular age. Like, had we known those writers with their particular age, it would be very easy for us to, like, you know, determine what must be the theme behind and what he must be oriented with. But our history book that was given by our teacher was somewhat like better than her condition. It was Edward Albert. I first read the Edward Albert and then I bought William Jennell and after that W.H. Hudson. But I was not able to, like, you know, digest from Crompton Ricketts, but it was somewhat complex as compared to the rest of the history books. But then after knowing the history, ultimately gradually we come to relate everything and it seems be like simpler as compared to when we have not any idea, we don't have any idea about the history. So it's like to be like, you know, very like to be familiar with the writers and to be familiar with the themes behind their writings. Knowing history is something very like compulsory for everyone, but that is the point where we are lacking.
See, when you prepare for NET exam, the history part is very, very important. Like, even if they don't ask much questions, you have to be prepared. There are certain questions where they ask you pick the right answer, and you don't have the chronological sense, you don't understand those conditions, mindset.
And also there's multiple names of a particular age.
There are multiple names and sometimes they have common names. So the books give out common names or nothing. If you know that the social structures, we get developed, we get advances. So the same is happening with the history. So if they're talking about a particular, without giving you a name, they're talking about a social structure and you have read nicely. So just going through the social structure, condition of women, the role of religion, you can guess the age. For example, if I say that the church was the most important part, so you'll be able like, okay, this is maybe like Elizabethan and the Canterbury kind of, you know, Chaucer wala time, Chaucerians. But if I say the church was the most important part, you are very sure that it is not modern at any cost. But when I say that they were questioning religion and there was confusion and chaos, you'll be like switching to Victorians. So without knowing the names of those ages, having the condition of women that started fighting for job equalities, workplace pay respect and all, you'll be like, say, this is modern. This cannot be by for bar, talking about the equality and all those things. But when I say that women had to obey her husband and there was some certain lines talking about that women must obey her husband, you'll be like, so this can be medieval age or a Victorian reference. So this is very important, like with all the dates oriented things. For example, we don't know the first English book that was written in. Like I'm asking you, do you know the first English book was written in? So if you know that it is Canterbury Tales 1388, but then there was English language before this. Language became the language of court, language became the language of parliament 1362, 63. So you have to go through all those things. Then only you can point out something important. Like, Vairina, you must be remembering when I was teaching in the class, I told you that these are certain dates which are very, very important. For example, when I said Norman Conquest, then I must have told you the printing press, then theatre closing. I said these are the dates, they asked it again and again. Because these dates, they are actually very important. Now after Norman Conquest, the literature got changed. There we had some different influence of Normans, French influence came. Printing press. We are reading the printed things, so printing press itself is the biggest thing, right? And then talking about the closing of theatre, because that was the first democratic attempt. Public first time did something. And that was the very small step, like closing the theatre, but that was something first.
Then gun plot.
Yeah, exactly. Then on gunpowder plot, trying to kill the king and removing those things. So base is very, very important. Now, what do you think about these things? What's your opinion?
Like I pursued my graduation and master's both from Assam itself, and where I studied in that place, the history was like they taught it properly and everything was taught very specifically. So I don't have any problem with history, but the thing is that just to remember the dates, it's a bit problematic. Like there are many dates in.
We have to relate.
We have to relate, but it's not like literally possible to remember each and every day. There are lots of dates.
So there comes the importance of a guidance. Which dates to remember.
Exactly.
See, I think this is something very special case with me. I don't remember birthdays. I don't remember the important dates in my life. If you ask me,
you remember important dates of the work.
I remember almost all the most important things related to literature. You can ask me any most important writer, birth date, famous books and all. I remember all the dates. But if you want me to know that, okay, I'm a staff member and my birthday is on coming this 26th, so I'll forget. I'll definitely
Because you're
forget.
not practicing it.
Yeah, exactly.
These
Yeah, that's
things
what-
you're
yeah.
practicing it.
What Kritika has said is the answer. Because when we study, we revise it.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah. But when we remember the birthday, we don't revise it again and again.
Exactly.
Like in most of the cases, I think we put a reminder on the mobile phone, we forget it because the mobile has to work for us. But unfortunately, we can't carry mobile in the exam hall.
Actually, you are keeping an assistant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a kind of assistant because I think 2 days back, Virender sir celebrated his birthday in the classroom. So I had a plan to go for a party and all, and I didn't know it. I forgot. I saw the pics and I was like, okay, oh my god, this thing. But you ask me anything, the latest Nobel Award, the last thing, this and that. So it's all about revision, what she has said, and as Violina said that she was fine with British history part and all. What about the condition of world literature?
The syllabus needs to be more updated. That's
And
the
the
problem.
discrepancy lies
Like,
with the syllabus.
Syllabus is not that up to.
After pursuing masters and graduation, when we come to prepare for NET, it's like बहुत सारा चीज नेट में अपडेट होता है.
Net
Many
to
things are-
latest.
हाँ,
Let me ask you anything.
So the syllabus, I think it needs to be a bit updated, and that's the only negative point I feel.
See, we are not here to talk about negative points. Like, see, life, it's life is not the bed of roses. So we face problems, and they have certain different shapes. Like sometimes we have problems with this thing and that thing. If you have problems in syllabus, then others have problems in mugging up. They're not able to read and cover everything. And what's your point, Imran? Like when a student prepares
Yes,
as a
so
student.
actually me and Violina, we are from same
Yeah.
university, and our syllabus was like, it was divided in chronological order. Like first semester we studied Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Norman, so it was divided in 6 semesters from Anglo-Saxon up to modern age. So it was quite nice thing. So, but the thing is like our teachers, not only the defect of teachers, it's our own fault. Like we studied like an exam perspective, like we have to carry marks, we have to score marks.
Exactly.
So we didn't think of like NET, that we have to qualify, and we didn't have that, no one filled us that someday you will go, you'll be completing a masters and you'll be appearing for NET exam and that. Our teacher, they never talked about this NET thing. See, I don't want to like, what to say, offending, but I'm not offending, and even our parents are not much educated. They can't guide us. We are guided by our own self. So like if a college should be a platform for this thing. I would say like from there, like students should be motivated. Like small tips. Like along with their teaching, they can guide. This is the important thing. Like already we have discussed this thing, that history and the relation between history and the writers. So history should be always in the background. But it was there. But
not in
they
that
didn't
focus.
not in that force. They used to give with information, but they didn't make the relationship. This thing happened, so this writer came and the writing is like this. So that relation.
That
So
relation
in
is
their
not
lecture,
there.
that kind of relation.
It's almost like we are studying for NET just for its own sake.
Yeah.
If we are not relating it to the
I'll take this point
Greatest
what Imran said. Imran said that it's the fault of the students also. The fault of the students.
yes.
See, I personally feel that students, they are not at fault. Reason. What is a student? How a student gets developed? It's by the teachers.
Yeah, by the teachers. Yeah.
It's the teachers who develop the student, right? So if the teachers, they throughout his life, they are telling that get score, get like high best marks without understanding what you're doing.
Yeah.
So a student has to do the same. When I was in my post-graduation, I was not concerned what is knowledge, or there are a lot of things related to Shakespeare. I was just concerned that 2 or 3 questions you just have to mug up, then go and write it, and then get marks. So it's the student, it's not the problem of the student, it's the teacher. Because you have to pass your energy in him. You have seen people who qualified NET, they teach. But when the people, they come to me, they say that you have a very different approach. How I got those approaches? Because I knew that I have to do something different. But in case, it's a kind of philosophical thing, I can make you qualify. But if I couldn't make a person just like me or better than me, another Vineet Pandey, the one who can impart the knowledge to others in the same way, then as a teacher I've failed. If I don't make you understand the value of knowledge, I can just qualify, I can make you qualify. So that qualifying thing is just my performance. But a teacher, morality is his nature should be like he should prepare another student with the same stream, same spirit that yes, I'll be the next phase. I'm going to do something. until unless we stretch our boundaries. Like before Vineet Pandey, who was there in this net JRF and famous name? A person who was actually doing something. No. So I stretched the boundary. I became the one. Soon I'll be challenged by some of my students or someone. So we need to do those things. Why? Because when you stretch those things,
You should give the generations,
See,
your generation.
this is evolution. Right? People say how, oh my god, why 6 net and how 6? I said instead of asking why 6 net, ask me how 6 net. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Why it's just me only with double JRF? Is that easy? You people are studying in my class. Do you think it was that easy?
No, sir.
Not at all.
I've gone through all the books and all the dates, and even I was like you.
But I've learned
I must
something.
have cursed Americans and Germans that why are you like in numbers? इतने writer कौन पढ़ता है यार? Indians की date याद करो, सब कुछ करो. And I scored highest in my
Now
first
only
year.
I'm
this
feeling
thing.
that I'm a student of literature after coming here. Seriously,
Yeah,
sir.
that
I'm
is the
honestly,
vibe we
telling.
got after
Yeah.
coming here.
Like
And
we
the
studied.
exposure is so broad that
Yeah.
like.
That's your point. Like,
Ah.
okay, we can simply shift it. Like we have some limited time also. So how do you feel in the classroom?
I really feel good, sir. Now I'm thinking like I'm getting knowledge, the A to Z
You
knowledge.
can be very honest. Don't worry.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
totally honest.
We're-
See,
yeah, really
from
honest.
I'm realizing like you see, I start from A and now I'm going towards Z. I'm going to the end. So it's coming from a very like
It's very
going
systematic
smoothly,
actually.
systematically.
So
The best thing about my class.
The best thing about your class is there's always a guidance and a pressure to study.
Okay,
Because
I'm
as-
pressurizing you. I kill you.
No. It's not that. But
Pressure-
students always need a guidance and a certain amount of pressure because without pressure we are like
Okay, and I need to be
It's
praised. What do you personally feel that the way I teach? What is that?
so the main thing about your teaching is
If I'm
it's
given the
very,
opportunity, I have something.
it's very
I-
informative.
What
It's
I
very
take,
informative.
from
Very,
you is
very
the confidence, sir. Like I like
Confidence.
the way like you have
No,
to
confidence
keep
आ
the
जाता है,
confidence,
yeah.
yeah. So like you fills up like.
Maria.
So the best way to remember anything is like building up associations.
Yeah.
So the way you teach, you relate everything to our real life situations, and that is the main key which helps us to like remember the things. So like for your class, I'm not against the other teachers, but for your class, it's like we don't need a revision, like very
Yeah,
serious
that's true.
revision
Maria
after the
is
class
right,
because
yeah.
it
Yeah.
like automatically clicks in our mind that oh sir relate that with that particular story.
And
Same
those-
like that
automatically
comes.
You remember
So,
those funny stories that
we
really
stay
can tell.
together and like while going back till the metro station, we used to like discuss against.
And I'll remember
Again,
those
what you
references
have-
from
Ah.
Hindi literature or those like.
Yeah, the best thing where my father also said.
And
that.
so the way you like explained the difference between fancy and imagination, we were almost like
Goa-
really
Goa- Goa
funny.
never
To simplify the things.
हाँ,
that's the best
simplifying
part.
simplifying
that's the
is
best thing.
the
See, I knew
Main
this,
thing.
that if I teach in an artificial language, it will be very tough. Kritika, what do you want to say? We have very limited time for this video.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I'll sum up everything. Very shortly, I would just want to say that from you, I just learned how to dig. How just to dig and dig. So, just dig and go on. Dig, then go on. But I just learned this thing from you.
That's the reason we do have a lot of pets in the house.
So, I want to say something.
Uh,
Sir, actually, I'm just summing up the whole whatever we talked. মই আপোনালোকক এটাই ক'ব বিচাৰিছোঁ বিকজ আমাৰ চবৰে প্ৰব্লেমছ থাকে মোৰো যেতিয়া মই গ্ৰেজুৱেশ্যন কৰি আছিলোঁ তেতিয়াও মোৰ বহুত প্ৰব্লেমছ আছিলে স্পেচিয়েলি দ্য হিষ্ট্ৰী অফ ইংলিছ লিটাৰেচাৰ কিন্তু লাহে লাহে মই যেতিয়া মাষ্টাৰ্ছলৈ গ'লোঁ মোৰ বহুত প্ৰব্লেমছ ফেচ হৈছিল চ' ইউ কেন অলছ' ফেচ দ'জ প্ৰব্লেমছ চ' জাষ্ট টু গেট ৰিড অফ দ'জ প্ৰব্লেমছ মই আপোনালোকক এটাই ৰেফাৰ কৰিম যে যদি আমাৰ সেইফালে আমাৰ আসামৰ ফালে যদি আপোনালোকে সেইখিনি স্কোপ পোৱা নাইকিয়া বা সেইখিনি আপোনালোকে জানিব পৰা নাই কি হিষ্ট্ৰী অফ ইংলিছ ভালকৈ যদি আপোনাক ক্লিয়াৰ হোৱা নাই দেন মই আপোনাক ইন দিছ পইণ্ট অফ টাইম মই আপোনাক এইটোৱে ৰেকমেণ্ড কৰিম গ' টু বিনীত পাণ্ডেজ ভিডিঅ'জ ইন ইউটিউব প্লিজ গ' দেৰ এণ্ড জাষ্ট গ' টু দ্য হিষ্ট্ৰীজ বিকজ আই অলছ' লাৰ্ণ ফ্ৰম দেৰ মই তাৰ পৰাই বহুত বস্তু শিকিছোঁ ইভেন স্পীকাৰত মই গোটেই ভিডিঅ'টো লগাই দিওঁ শুনি থাকোঁ এণ্ড আই ইউজ টু নোট ডাউন এভৰিথিং চ' in just like that মই গোটেই হিষ্ট্ৰীটো মোৰ ক্লিয়াৰ হৈছিলে এণ্ড আই ৱান্ট টু টেল ওৱান মোৰ থিং লিংগুইষ্টিক্স আমাৰ তাত ইমান প্ৰেফাৰেবলি পঢ়োৱা নহয় চ' বিকজ অফ দেট ইউ কেন অলছ' লাৰ্ণ চাম বুকছ but yes also sir I just request you please give us a video on linguistics because वहाँ पे क्या होता है हम लोग का linguistics का कुछ कुछ ये
Maximum state solution.
हाँ नहीं होता है. And when I came to masters, when I was pursuing my masters, there was a certain मतलब instant paper in linguistics. And what ma'am was teaching, I am not getting anything because I don't know what is linguistics. Though there was a paper linguistics in my graduation, but there was no teacher at all. There was, and we are forced to take Indian literature, which but I wanted to take linguistics because I wanted to know what is linguistics, but we had no teacher. Just because of that, we have to take Indian linguistics. Sorry, Indian literature. So yeah, linguistics all a problem ahibo pare, but just more about it janike koisu, you have to dig. And I more agar pora dig, and I used to do such a lot of things. But yes, if you can go to his videos, you can see the whole chronologically the whole history of English literature. Thank you so much.
Kritika, what you said, no, linguistic का teacher नहीं था. If you go for MPhil or PhD in linguistics, government job के chance ज़्यादा अच्छे हैं.
हाँ.
इसलिए जैसे हमारे वहाँ पे options होते हैं. Linguistics options में हम लोग ले सकते हैं.
So
but most of the universities they don't have teachers in linguistics.
So my interest was in linguistics. So
Go
our
for it.
university had linguistics and this literature. So we have to opt like between American literature, Indian literature, and linguistics and stylistics. So I took up linguistics and stylistics, and
Wow.
and that is the reason I'm lagging behind with American literature.
Yes.
Same thing happened to me also.
I took Indian literature, so I'm lagging behind in American literature.
That's the problem because in like when there are some optionals, you
So
go for
and
some
when-
Europeans, you forget other things.
And when linguistics and literature blends, it's something very different and it's something very
It's a
new.
totally different.
We need to
See,
explore that.
linguistics, the problem in India is that we do not have teachers, no doubt. Even in Delhi University, we just have Haini Babu sir, and maybe one or two if I'm not knowing actually right now. But if you talk about the other universities and the colleges, there are no teachers.
And we have a teacher in my college, Pagation College, Pune, Professor Madhuri Gokhale, and she excels in both.
Then you just should be very loud telling this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Professor Madhuri Gokhale, Madhuri ma'am says.
Madhuri
like,
ma'am, as you said that she is best.
Yeah, she is based in both. Like, sir, she can relate everything. It's almost like, like whenever we like have any problem related to literature, related to linguistics, we go to her.
That's great. And do you want to say something in Manipuri?
Yes, sir. mayam kaigumba net ki damakta kaigumba problem leiba taragadi Manipur da de ekoi kenta haidi net ki coaching piba mi partner leitabani ai su yamna problem mayam ama face tawbi aduna I was like I'm very lucky that I come to know about Vinit sir, and if you also think that you need to go for guidance and aduga net habagi guidance yaudana haidi mayam da hai paraga adum yani na pa we need to know what to study and what not to study. So to know that, you must like take sir's guidance and see how the you like how the strategic studies at strategic study yaudana net ki damakta pangpada paraga how the extensive reading kapana yani have to the yara aduna karigumba. If you like to go for net, then obviously I would recommend Vinit sir for your guidance, and without that, like, just hard work doesn't come in this film.
Both of you are from Assam only, right?
Yeah.
Speak something in Assamese.
মই এটা কথা ক'ব খুজোঁ যে সময় বস্তুটো বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট বস্তু হয় আজি সময় মানে আমাৰ যুৱ সময় বস্তুটো বহুত ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট আমি নিজে চেষ্টা কৰিব পাৰিম আমি নেটটো কোৱালিফাই কৰিব পাৰিম কিন্তু মানে সময় বচাবৰ কাৰণে like how Maria said, what to study and what not to study. And see, sitting at home, we can't do it by our own self, like kuntu porim kuntu no porim ei bostu tu bhalke janibo karone Vinit coaching ot ahi mane bahut mane ami jiman khini mane amar labh hoise to teneke jodi baki ভাল না পোৱা কি কোৱা
মই just এটা কথাই ক'ব বিচাৰো যে অকল হাৰ্ড ওয়ার্ক কৰিলে নহব, you have to study smart. So that's what I want to say. অকল হাৰ্ড
So
ওয়ার্ক
it's like not just the extensive reading helps.
And apart from those things, like whatever we have talked till now, you girls are outsiders, not from Delhi. How do you feel here? Safe, or like people they sometimes say that we won't send our girls to Delhi for higher education.
Yes, so we have
If you want to
already
say
a lot
something,
of
you say.
times.
Yeah.
It's just that just take one step. Like everybody will say, Delhi is always in the focus. So we feel when we are outside, we feel like maybe Delhi is not safe for us or something. But once we come here, once we leave here, and once we see the environment and the situations, only then we can come to know. Only then we can know like where we are and what we are going to do exactly. So just the thing is that just you have to be a little bit careful.
A little bit careful, but
careful. वो अपना side से होना
but
पड़ेगा.
when you came with your father and sister,
Yes, sir.
I think I kept on trying to get
Yes,
a room
sir.
for you, and I was talking on some regular basis. 2-3 days I kept on asking, are you okay? You settled or not? So we tried because we have some contacts nearby.
Yeah.
We try our best that if the people they are coming from outside and they are arrived to Delhi just because of one name, and I have to take some other responsibilities, and that's the
But
reason.
so not everybody does that.
Yeah.
No, generally people they do it, but I know about myself, and my concern is that people, why they are here, they just know you, knowing someone, and then when you trust someone, you know, having a faith of someone in you, having a trust of someone in you, it's something very big. You can take money, you can take name, you can take success, but having faith of someone, you need to fulfill that. So this is the reason when I get to know that people are shifting here, I generally ask, I talk to them. It's like we around have 200 students now. You people are around 200 now, 194 something. So it's really hectic for me to talk to each and everyone on regular basis. But when I see new faces or the rotational basis, I just say, are you okay? Oh, fine, food,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So even that 10 seconds stop gives a lot of confidence to my student that sir knows me
The rep.
and is concerned,
Right.
right? And what I think about this batch is one of the most, like every time we get the same students, and no doubt this batch is very talented because on Teachers Day, I found a lot of talented people. And the last people also, the last batch were also talented, but this time I could see a lot of people like he's a singer, and then we have guitarists, we have speakers, wow. And when Maria was teaching that book, Spanish tragedies, so I was like that she has potentials. And Valina say I keep asking question. Kritika, we couldn't talk that much, but
Yeah.
yes, I understand your questions level, the way you're talking to Dipanita and asking questions. So I suggest you and all my students who are gonna watch this that never ever be happy with whatever you have learned because there is a lot left. So keep learning and keep shining. And anything else you want to say, guys? And yes, we wish Elizabeth to get well soon. She got injured, and we have 3 to 4 more students. Mivono, Mozino, and Jessica, Sofia. Sophia. So we could call them here, and this was the reason that we have 4. So
So get well
Yeah,
soon,
one
guys.
thing-
get well soon, Elizabeth. No,
Elizabeth.
guys are fine.
Guys, everyone.
So one more thing,
everyone.
sir. Regarding lodging, like I would say, Munirka is the best place. We all are staying in Munirka. Munirka is like 70% of the people are from Northeast.
It's like,
Really,
sir,
sir.
there's
There
a
are
negative-
Manipuri restaurants.
See, Mulika is good because if you're from Northeast,
Yeah.
so
For
you will
Northeast
find a
people.
lot of friends,
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
around there. And I think that like South Delhi, Hajkaz, this area is particularly safe. With no offense to any other part of Delhi, and it's up to you. Like when outsiders they come here, we generally guide
Actually,
them.
what happens is everything depends on us.
Yeah, everything
True.
depends
True.
on oneself.
अगर
like-
इंसिडेंट हम लोग के साथ अगर कुछ एक्सीडेंट या इंसिडेंट होने वाला है ना वो होके ही
कहीं पे नहीं
रहेगा
होगा।
अगर उसके
See,
हिसाब से we cannot just say that
Sacrifice
let's
our
not
life.
go out of the
For
house.
all the girls, those who are gonna watch this video, and those who are actually intending to come here, I want to tell this to you so that you can show the same thing to your parents. See, Delhi has media centers. This is the reason in every second news they portray Delhi. So if we say that Delhi is the unsafe place, no, there are other places also. Delhi is safe. Why? Because living in this area, it's highly secured. It's a very high security zone. Second thing, we are not like Delhi has the most educated people. They know how to speak. They know how to fight back. Second thing, when you are here to study, you must follow some codes. Like don't go out after 10, 11. Why to go? In case if you have to go out and all, then inform us. I take the responsibility. I tell all my students that if in case you're going somewhere, go in group, and that in that condition, either you drop us the location or tell me that you are there. Because by God's grace, I'm capable, and having my students, their parents are from police department, other departments, so I can call someone to help you immediately. But it's totally safe, and by God's grace, like the 6 years I've been teaching here, and I'm the part of this locality. nothing happened wrong, and I wish it never happens. So if you want to come here, it's a safe zone. If you want to go for a good location, good place, I'll be taking responsibility. We people are here. Sometimes you come and you talk to your friends, they help you, they guide you, and keep studying, because if you're studying very hard and you're working very hard, you will never need a teacher. You yourself can become your teacher. I think problems are the biggest teacher. So when you find something tough, when you find that you're lacking in something, focus on the same thing. You'll be learning a lot. And these people, everybody's, we are wishing them luck for NET exam, and you also can wish them luck in the comments. Thank you so much. And for any other query, you can contact us on my WhatsApp number 85870 Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching us, and do subscribe and like our comments. Okay, thank you so much.